Ladies and gents, I cannot believe I'm doing this, but welcome back to the channel for an HRE mirror. God, I never get to cast these. These are a sworn rarity. I never get to see mirrors because tournament play doesn't allow for it, right? So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to mix things up. Cliffside the map, Kiljardi versus what I presume is Core? I think it's Core or Crackety here. This is a rank 23rd account. Wait, is this maybe... Is it Ravane? Because I know Ravane likes to play with an account name kind of like this, right? Middle Eastern player. So it might actually be Ravane. That would also make sense for HRE. This guy is historically a mass spearman spamming boy. He's obsessed with it. Interesting. Like, I kind of like this because I'm not really sure exactly how the matchup's going to go. It's different when you watch, for example, Byzantines versus Chinese, etc. Like, yeah, you're going to do X, he's going to do Y. I have a feeling this is going to be duo pro scouts. Just makes a lot of sense. HRE, one of the best pro scouting civs in the current meta, and it's a good map for Cliffside. Spawns are very balanced as well. Like, I actually got to give it to it. The initial golds, maybe not so much, but the food sources like the boar, the deer, equally situated across the map. Tree line's a little bit different. Gold's definitely, I think, the biggest detractor from a balanced spawn here is like purple getting double back tight, whereas Kiljardi got like one forward, one retracted. Could come into the picture a bit later. Like, in theory, if purple wanted to rush Kiljardi, he could block his timing for a fast castle type build, but Kiljardi couldn't really do the same with back gold. Do we do predictions on this one, maybe? Let's do predictions. We'll go by colors so there's no confusion, because I'm not going to try to type that out. I don't even know what that means. I'm assuming that means something. I just don't speak the language, or rather read the language. Says he's a German player. Yeah, but like we've seen Ravane's done this before. He just bought a VPN and then like made an account in Germany. So he shows as a German player. So Pro Scout's coming in. A little bit slower on the timing from purple. Looks like he actually built... Wait, was that an extra house? No, it should be two houses. I think he just undercut. Wait, this isn't Pro Scouts at all. This is Fast Castle. Wait, is this Burgrave? I mean, Ravane, if this is Ravane, he does Burgrave all the time. He's obsessed with it. It would be kind of bonkers to see if this can crack Pro Scouts, now that I think about it. It does have a, like, vomit troops out timing to it. Alright, ones if you think this is Burgrave, twos if you think he's just normie Regnitz. Because I guarantee if this is Burgrave, this is Ravane. We've seen these builds. If you guys remember, like I think we first came across him doing these type of things on... It was a Gorge game. I want to say it was like Delhi... Actually, like, yeah, he'd done Delhi mass spears as well. You know how some people have been warning you that spears are the most OP unit in the game? Like, this guy takes it to the extreme, time and time again. So, these shenanigans underway. Kiljardi's timing is, of course, going to be worse. That's expected here. He's already adding in spears of his own. Bossman as well. So, full commitment of the resources, actually. There's a lot of red bars coming in. He's even setting up the farms already. Yeah, we're going to bump Kiljardi after this game, by the way, to see about his availability. See if he's available to play Anatan now. That would actually be perfect. Because then that would line us up for what? Demi Myriad, winner against WAM, SAS, CSO, and then BC Series tomorrow. Plus a semis. Perfect. It's a Burgrave. Oh, it's been a while since I've actually watched Ravane. He's never actually... It's kind of interesting, actually. Ravane has been fairly consistent in his ranking on the ladders. Never seen him sign up for any of these, though. Not sure why. Maybe availability or something like that. Yeah, like reading out his ranks here, guys. Season 5, 125th. Season 6, 113th. Season 7, 9th. Season 8, 51st. And now currently 23rd in the world. Pretty consistent in his postings. Meanwhile, Kiljani, this is going to feel like a lag effect right now. I think he can counter Burgrave, though. Because of Pro Scouts, he has more food. So a counter Burgrave play is kind of sick here. Your opponent's going to initially have to surge over you with the men-at-arms, but you can react quite quickly as well. If he goes Regnus, he might just be dead. The reason why delayed Burgrave can work is like Ravane is going to run out of resources first. He's down to 5 sheep. He only has 6 farms. Yep, sick read by Kiljani. It is going to be a counter Burgrave. Not often you get to see double Burgrave in games. We're taking the mirror to the extreme here. And great play there. Kiljani, oh my god, what? That is an overreaction. Purple, he gets dragged all the way away. It buys time for the wall. And that's all the time Kiljani needs. Awesome Spearman on the backside, still being a little bit of a nuisance as well, drawing more attention. It's all about delay, delay, delay here. That delayed the gold gathering. This is meant to be a Burgrave vomit right now. He's stuck at 9 men-at-arms. In fact, Kiljani right now could be prepping men-at-arms, remember. He has got the racks here. Well played by the Finn. And oh no, the repair. He thinks about going around, but it's like such a long run to get around the other side. If he'd done it originally, it would have been fine, but now... I mean, technically from his position with his Burgrave, it doesn't add that much walk distance on to go to the east. Not just the Burgrave, guys. He's adding in Lancers. Makes sense. The Knights here aren't counted. Your opponent hasn't gone Spears at all. So wall's going to break. Kiljani will look to shuffle away. Knights are upgraded. Heavily outnumbered right now. It's going to be a true test of how good they are going to be with the Pro Scouts behind them. If he can actually get enough food to leverage that anyway. One big mistake maybe from Purple here. Or rather forced error because he can gather the gold for a time. No Blacksmith, no Undermesh. The TC is going to add a lot of damage in. And the Landstedt! What a sick read! He needs to focus fire that down. Does get through one of them. Can't get through the second though. What a great detail from Kiljani. I don't think this is breaking in quick enough. He did target down the injured Landstedt again. It is just men-at-arms on men-at-arms. Kiljani is out of gold. He needs to rush out to the south side. Wait, no, that might be enough time. Has he got him? There's still a Lancer in play. He's adding in Spearman because he's out of resources, so you might as well use what you got. But there's not much food gathering happening either. No, I think Ravane may have done it. He's at least going to be able to clear the troops, but he might end up dying to the TC. Yeah, okay, so the Spearmen hold on for him. Some villagers are going to get culled. It's like 1 worker kill so far. Actually pretty respectable. And now we have a problem for Ravane. He's out of sheep. He's not playing deer. His farm count is only 12. Kiljani can easily stick more than that on food. In fact, right now, yeah, Ravane is gathering the berries just to try and make up the deficit. Half of his food income is coming from an inferior source. Meanwhile, Arc and Buff are all here. More Landstedt are getting added in. I think he's weathered the storm. That was sick. The Landstedt was really smart. I mean, Ravane done a great job of target firing him down. They still had a reasonable impact. It's kind of crazy, though, because the trade-off is, like, it drained his gold quicker. If he could go back, I don't know if Kiljani would have got that Landstedt. Because basically, just adding 2 Landstedt meant 10 less men-at-arms. Admittedly, he might have just felt that food was his bigger issue. He's just team cheeky here. I would call that worth. And at this stage, we could be seeing heavy maces coming in next for Killjardy. He does have the resources necessary. So what's the play on this? I mean, theoretically, you go crossbows, right? If you want to get good trades now, like crossbows makes more sense. Because you're the food cap player. You could argue if he can somehow keep this up, turn it into good melee trades, then like what Ravane has waiting for him is a situation where Killjardy will run out of deer eventually. When that happens, he hasn't got any farms. We should be quite a long way away from that detail, though. Considering, like, what? All but one deer stack is going to be taken. Heavy mace is now on the way for Killjardy. Kind of surprised, actually, that we still haven't seen that out of purple. I mean, 15 men-at-arms has to be the good number to go for it. Remember, it's a big difference as well. Plus 6 damage. So he has at least blocked out the gold. So temporary idle out. Killjardy getting the valuable resource he needs here. But with heavy maces coming in what, 20 seconds? Yeah, Killjardy, he didn't queue it up out the Burgrave, did he? Ideally, that would have been the place to do it, but I think he assumed he'd have more gold to just keep vomiting men-at-arms from there. Gonna chase forward. Heavy maces, just 5 seconds out. And there we go, much quicker for purple. He actually used the Burgrave. He thinks he's baiting him, but actually Killjardy gets the opening salvo. End salvo should be with purple. He has got more troopers here. And the heavy maces did just come through. Yeah, and still has the number advantage. So will force Killjardy away. Just short of reaching the farms. However, the knights are starting to slip in here. Oh, and that was a massacre in the base. Didn't really get much out of it. So Killjardy now leading by 2 villages. Relics are insane right now for purple, though. 4th one on the way home. Isn't the full Regnit's power, but makes you very capable of now switching to Landsknechter. A key point where your opponent is still just flooding mass men-at-arms. So kind of just ticking the shoe on the other foot here. So far, this isn't like irreparable damage for Ravane. Losing a knight hero, losing a villager hero there to a knight is not that bad, considering the relic deficit. Killjardy needs some more permanent damage. Men-at-arms count does favor him for the time being. Love this read to just go into the two-handed. So two-handed plus heavy maces. We don't have the two-handed tech yet for Killjardy. So slight damage differential in favor of purple. Unfortunately, the walls... Oh, God. You sent a boy to do a man's job. Yeah, that's a very lofty wall to try and attempt to build here. As long as the Landsknechter don't touch, should be fine. So this was like fascinating in the beginning, but I'm kind of remembering why mirrors get a bit dumb. I have heavy maces, you have heavy maces, we all have heavy maces. Oh my god. It's just unlimited men-at-arms. I don't know, do you guys like this? I'm curious what the viewers' thoughts are. Do you miss this? Or is it going to be like the, okay, I missed it, I've seen it once now, I'm kind of okay with it. I'm pretty sure the person who loses is the one who goes Imperial first. You know? You do not miss it? Yeah, because it linearizes the experience. I feel like transitions are a magnitude harder in mirrors than they are in, like, unique matchups. Because in this situation, if one of them went crossbows, which is what Killjoy's doing, like, he's basically weakening himself for the next fight initially. Unless Purple doesn't do anything. Because now Purple's going to have more men-at-arms and more Landsknechter to break the fight. It's very weird the way that dynamic works. And true, like, we did get a big difference with this one early on in that one player went pro scouts and the other did go for the just all-in Hail Mary classic. Landsnakes are definitely awkward sometimes. You're not wrong about the squishiness of them. You kind of have to use them as like a pseudo secondary line. Like, it's impossible because of where they usually stand. But in a weird way, you kind of have to skirt and look for the gaps in the fights. It's just, if you really want to do that, it's so micro-intensive. And for all that micro-effort, if your opponent's paying any attention, they'll just snipe you down still. It does feel weird a lot of the time. Sometimes I wonder if Landsknechter would make more sense if they actually had pure damage. But the problem with that is, like, I think it actually would make them OP. Like, imagine if you just bypass 8 melee armor. It's kind of nuts. It's like when we watch siege weapons be used to snipe unintended units. So, Purple's buying time. But why? Well, he should have scoured the crossbow play. He has been being hit by it. He's going to be marching with the main army. So hard to do this, though. The vision you get from outposts of the HRE is nuts. Sees all the way past the sacred site. Alright, I'm trying to negotiate this out now, because apparently, I'm gonna call him on it. Killjoy said he's not available until, like, later. And I'm not sure Anno is available later, but Killjoy is literally sitting here right now playing pub games. Can't make this up. I don't know if it's because he's planning to go off for dinner after this or something. Maybe. Hello. Farming area in trouble. It's now an 11 villager lead. This is really adding up. A little bit of trickle damage. I think, like, Purple, the idea of what he's trying to do with flank rotations is good. Killjoy's just in a position where as long as he mirrors and blocks the play, he's favored here. Crossbows do need to step away. The men-at-arms numbers are fairly even here. Purple's now trying to switch to the crossbows on a delay, though. Landsnakes are getting targeted down. I think that's the break point. Crossbows are still overkilling a little bit, but the tail end of this fight is just going to be dominated by Killjoy's ranged. Just needs to keep pressuring. Does bait him back in range of his own crossbows. Landsnakes are all gone. Line formation definitely not being Killjoy's best friend here, but his economy is, and behind this, oh my god. He's up to 25 farms. It is 28 right now for Purple, but fair to say, like, the food issue of switching off of pro scouts is gone. Wait, a little bit of a misfit there on the deer. All right, predict how many minutes this game's going to take. H3 mirror is silly. I mean, couldn't you argue all mirrors are silly? Maybe the most interesting one would be Zhuji. Because, like, you have to get late game, but when you get late game, the interesting tech choices. Okay, his front line has been exhausted, though. They are even on crossbow count, so, like, it's definitely not over yet, but the eco lead is building. It's 2 more worker kills since we last assessed that. Walls are going up, but that's an expensive investment as well in a game where your opponent isn't flank raiding. Like, there's an argument that... I get why Ravane has done it. He done it because of the Night Raids earlier, but the Night Raids already done their intended damage. So this stage, you're just kind of weakening your front push by building these walls. I'm trying to just keep slivering kills. That front tree line is really the undoing of Ravane here. English mirrors the silliest. Isn't Abbasid mirror the silliest? Because they both just build more TCs. And then I build more TCs than you, and you build more TCs than me, and then I maybe build more TCs than you. And then when you think I'm done building TCs, I add one more TC in the corner where you don't see, and I giggle. Horseman as well. Kind of sick timing, actually. Look at what Purple's done. He's just full crossbows. This is the type of fight that kills you. Because it's Horseman that can then raid as well. He does need to wait with the hand, though. He's only revealing 2. That's going to buy time for a Spearman reaction. Especially with Burgrave. Does move on the farms again, though. Horseman. Take a little bit of a stab at it. Okay, but that's good news for Purple, right? He now knows what he's up against. He can counter. Adds in more men-at-arms, though. Wait, does he not believe this is real? Is this like a fake out? Wait, he's like, oh, it's just 2 horsemen to force me to build spears. No, no, no. No, it's more than that. Oh, man, and they're already finding impact. The crossbows just can't get away. Lance Nectar are going to step up. But wasting a lot of time on 2 horsemen means they get insta-sniped down. Crossbow count is actually favoring Purple right now. Good target fire. He's pretty much just committing his crossbows into the horsemen, ignoring them. So it will eventually come back to bite him, but he's trying to get the Expo counter Killjoy down first. Killjoy, like, wait, what? Are we just adding in everything? We've got Archer switch up now. He's forcing the narrative. This is really creative play, what Killjoy is doing. Definitely something you should pay attention to. He's like just forcing his opponent to pivot, pivot, pivot. If this was just the matter of the fight, like, you'd just say Ravane's fine. It's more than that. It's a 15 worker deficit now. So relics equate for, like, what, about, let's say, 3 villages? It's not enough to overcome the advantage Killjoy has. It does still come down to the micro. It's not as simple as, oh my god, maths slightly favor him, he wins. That's not how RTSs work in the grand scheme of things. But it is a pretty tough bind that Purple finds himself in now. Roost Mirror is funny? Is it? This happens when you have 0 towers, as HRE. That's a fair point, actually. He never built a single tower, actually, at all. Which, considering how good your... Sorry, this one tower here. Considering how good your relics are in towers is a little bit surprising. Like, it's not just the vision, actually. Having 2 Springald towers on the front line would have made him very hard to dive. But Horseman now shuffling in. Any damage at this stage is just deeper in the hole. The problem for Purple is he's just basically rotating through his own base. He's not finding any counter damage. We do at least have a few men-at-arms shuffling out, so maybe he finds the berry workers. But these walls all now count for nothing, right? The horsemen are in and able to just rotate around and around. True, there is one relic that has just been ignored. Let me guess. Nope. Nope. The classic cliffside relics. There's always one that is just right out there on the edge. Onto the farms again. He's still playing without textiles. This is wild. I think that's going to be the biggest assessment when Ravane looks back. Like, the vision on the front side, but also just the lack of textiles, despite the fact he's been hemorrhaging villages. Probably would have saved him 6 or 7 extra villies. Which, considering how he's competing right now while being this far behind in economy, could have been the difference. Horsemen are just everywhere at this stage. This is a massacre. And it's got another way. So we're about to have 3 different groups of horsemen hitting from 3 different sides. And all the spearmen were reacting to one group. Oh dear. Oh dearie dear. Killjoy does need to be a little bit careful of overextension. He's using a disposable comp, not a fighty comp. What that means is he's just looking to punt units away to get eco kills. He's not looking to punt an army into a just as good army and win. Okay, come on. Sometimes horsemen really do make you look like a clown, you know? Let's follow them around this tree line in a circle. Slower than them. They definitely won't be able to... Oh, they're running faster than us, aren't they? I guess Killjoy just now goes for a tech up. Yeah, I think he can kind of skirt around the idea while still scaling to 200 pop. He should reach that 200 pop sooner as well. Farm counter sitting at what? 55? He hasn't been harassed once on his farms. 45 for purple. This would have been the perfect time to keep chasing. Unfortunately, guess who's back? Back again. Don't tell any friends. They're all dead. That was your friend. That was your friend. They're all gone. Oh my god, and he's coming back in again. At least it looks like purple did read it correctly. Doesn't get baited by it. I'm impressed, actually, that Ravane is still in this. Like, when you think about the mass involved, he should lose this game, right? But we have to remember that crossbows don't just directly counter spearmen as well as they did. That -1 damage really did add up. However, a lot of the spearmen are still guarding the back of the base, so an overextension there. Crossbows will get chased back. Honestly, when you're able to play horsemen like this, it's the most obnoxious thing in the game. Just think about the destroyed value. Like Killjoy has lost so much meat on the ponies, but it just doesn't matter. Because there's always a new wave vomiting behind, and oh my, oh my. Will this be enough to break in is the question. Horsemen are going to get cleared up. But the archer count now looks like it should favor Killjoy. Horseman rates continue. This is getting ridiculous. In a mirror, the fact that this isn't over is wild. There is something kind of ironic about the way that, like, Killjoy has anti-Zerg to Zerg attempt here, right? The Ravane attempt here was to get mass men-at-arms / spearmen, flood the enemy base, kill them straight away. His bread and butter play. He does this all the time. He loves these Burgrave builds. But Killjoy's anti-Burgrave into mass horseman Zerg has been pretty damn impressive to watch. After that fight, though, you can see the burn-off. 134 to 176 population. Once Killjoy reaches max pop, he can either commit again, or he can go for the Imperial Age. I think the Imperial Age is the more logical choice here, because then it forces your opponent to commit to your base, where you have production. And he'll have to commit, because he won't be able to contest Elite a minute afterwards. Oh god, he's coming in again. You might think that you'd have to stay home to tech, but this is the funny thing about horsemen. Because they're so fast, you can take the risk of raiding. Because a lot of the time, they just won't die. So villagers are going to have to run for safety here. It's just, it feels like the base is simply too big. I wonder if just a handful of knights would have been worth it for purple here. This is the thing, like, when your opponent has so much more economy than you, he has so much more he can lose compared to you. Now this feels like a big L in the fight. Horseman Mosh Pit is kind of getting a bit out of control now. He's also A-clicking into them instead of into the backline. That's now a 20 crossbow advantage for Kiljadi. Spearman will clean up the Horseman first, but end of the day, a wrapping like this is what you need for the Chef's Kiss moment. Kiljadi. It took a while, but the anti-Burgrave build and the Mass Horseman will deliver him the win.